Test. Good morning. Just going to clip you on. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. Just check everything's good from my end. Yeah, that's working. If you could just let me know. What? if you could just let me know on YouTube and Twitch whether you can hear me or not. Thank you, Beauty Love Creative. Hello, Raiders. It's too early, Dem. You can't have finished by now. If one of my wonderful mods can shout out Dem on Twitch, while you're doing that, I'll say hello to YouTube first. Morning on YouTube, Beauty Love Creative. Colleen, hope you're well this morning. And Lone's over there as well. And then welcome Raiders on Twitch. I think Dem's up to no good really there. I wasn't expecting her to appear for at least half an hour. But welcome Raiders. I'll say hello to a few people. Good morning, Toilet Brush Salesman anyway. You were first here, even beat me here. Hello again to Hercules. Morning Pleasant Animal. Lone's over on Twitch as well. Hello Rabbit and Fox. Yes, it's a bit early though, Dem. I wasn't expecting it to be as quick as that. Presumably you can hear me on Twitch as well. YouTube can hear me, so I'm assuming you can hear me on Twitch as well. If you could just someone confirm that on the Twitch side that you can hear me. Thanks very much, Hercules. Brilliant. Well, okay. Yes, I wasn't expecting that so quickly. Yeah, okay. Now, I don't know whether that was you, Dem, or whether you were put up to that by some of your troublesome moderators. I'll just see it's right. Okay, so I'll say good morning to everyone properly. Morning, everyone. For anyone who's new here, I am. Well, actually, if I do my introduction, I better do it while I'm actually on screen. Let's do it professionally. Morning, everyone. Welcome to the garden. I am Bear. Most of you already know that anyway. Blah 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 blah. Mainly a YouTube channel, but we live stream YouTube and Twitch. Generally on Sunday, well, always on a Sunday, but at other times as well. We're down by the greenhouse again. This is what we've got left in terms of plants for this year. The intention is to get most of these in the ground today. We also need to do a lot of pruning and so on, because as you can see, everything is getting out of control a bit. So it just needs tidying up really. And a lot of the pots need putting away, and it just needs a good bit of weeding and all this sort of general garden rubbish. Yeah, so everything to do with the garden throughout the year. Post every day on YouTube if you don't know about our YouTube channel. So that's where most of our content is, but say the live stream. So we'll might as well get on with it because I need to get this done. So we've got a lot of weeding, a lot of sorting out. The bed across to your right is the one that we're going to fill with as many plants as possible today. I've trimmed a lot of stuff back on that this week. There's still a bit more to do. And then there's still a bit of flower bed over here that needs filling. You can't see that, but over here that needs filling. But I don't want to go near that because there's a Diascia bush over here. It's absolutely covered in bees at the moment, and I don't want to get stung. However entertaining it might be for the stream. So that's the plan. Morning, Christian. Oh, Christian, you asked a question the other day what that sort of variegated leaf was. That looked a bit like clover. It was actually oxalis, Oxalis. So it proves I do read the comments back afterwards. Morning, Zab. I know you're busy this morning. I see Debbie's already on. She was on very early today. So yeah, morning, Zab. Good to see you. Keeping up the watch streak, if nothing else. Let's just read through the comments. Everyone's saying hello to each other. We are both on YouTube and on Twitch. Morning, Tinker. Thanks for the follow. Well, morning as well, FarmMaker. So, what was I doing? I'm distracted by the early raid. I was hoping to get a load done before I was raided, but there you go. We might as well actually do something then, don't we? I might leave the pruning of the sort of hedgy type stuff until later, or perhaps even off stream, because let's be honest, it's not the most interesting of content. You don't have to apologise, Dem. So yeah, so anyone new? We're a typical Northern England suburban garden, and the style is, I suppose, we're calling it a country style garden. So it's a lot of mix of plants, different heights, different colours, different flowering seasons. So what we've got here is basically what we've got left over. There's a few things on the floor. This is what we've got left over from all the baskets, the pots, and the flower beds. There's not a huge amount left, but it needs to be sorted. Plus, I need to weed the patio area down here and give it a good tidy up. So, what I am going to do before I even start, I'm going to have a hydration moment. Yes, thanks for the giant otters on Twitch. If anyone over on Twitch doesn't know what those resemble, is that Dem's making some otter jewellery on her channel at the moment. Well, she's making several things. She's making a ukulele and then some otter jewellery. Yeah, I don't mind where you watch, Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Everyone has their preference. Some people actually watch on both because obviously they might have premium on YouTube, but they prefer the chat on Twitch. And then some people don't have either, so one or the other. So personal preference. You get the same video quality on both. You get the same nonsense on both. You get slightly different people in chat, but there is a bit of an overlap as well. So doesn't make any odds to me where you watch, as long as you're watching, really. You're supposed to be more well behaved than that rabbit or fox. Oh, that's good. Of course, for a hydration break, we need a hydration vessel. One of our branded mugs. This one's Canny the Blackbird, who I saw 2 days ago up in the cherry tree here. I saw Canny and Mr. Canny. So lots of different things on our various merch stores. Bye. There you go. That's the advertising over. We don't yeah, we don't do a lot of advertising here, but we got that on. I forgot to put me branded t-shirt on, so that shows how good I am at marketing, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we've actually, Loan's putting up there, we've actually got two merch stores. We've got a T-mill store and a fourth wall store, both selling sort of similar sort of stuff. T-mill is a UK based company, but they ship all over the world, and fourth wall is a US based company, but they ship all over the world as well. So take your choice, read the terms and conditions, and blah blah blah. Yep, I've had enough of merchandising. But it's there if anyone wants it. Right, let's actually do something practical. Morning, Ambrose. Morning, Victoria. Uh, if the mods are listening, and I said you could get hold of me on Discord, I might hear you. The phone's in the greenhouse, but I am within listening distance, so I might hear you or I might not. Thanks for dropping in, Zab. Let you get back to your modding work. And as some of you on YouTube will know, that's why we're running early today, because someone that I mod for was streaming very early this morning. I think I finished about, well, I don't know. I can't even remember what time I finished last night. It was in the early hours anyway. And then we started again in the early hours. So I thought rather than sitting around doing nothing, I'd get on and do some gardening. Well, in fact, actually, I could have sat around and watched them for an hour. But there you go. Right, let's move you to somewhere. Well, I'll show you some of the things that we've got on the table. First one. Barclays, or formerly known as Wiggy the Acorn. That's doing well. Oops, nearly fell over a bag of compost then. And there is something I need to do. Morning, only me. Excuse me for this. You might be a bit wobbly, but I noticed last week. Well, I know I've been filming this week, and I've put the camera on its fixed focus. But I noticed last week it was on the fixed focus when we did the garden tour. Then when I zoomed in, it didn't refocus. So I'm just going to try to, if I can see what I'm doing. I might have to take you off the tripod for a second. So everyone hold on tight for a sec. You're going to be all aboard a ship now for a second. And I still can't really see what I'm doing. If you can tell me why manufacturers make shiny screens, I don't know. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. Don't go down to that, or up to that. Not that one. Not that one. That one. Okay. Right, you should be back on autofocus now. Hopefully. Which will help with anything close up. I'll just check that I haven't disconnected you during that. Yep, that's still working. So let's have a quick, put my gloves on. I'm going to move that bag of compost because I nearly fell over it again. Who thought it was a good idea to put a bag of compost next to the door? Right. There's a comment how much bloom or flowers we've got going on. Yeah, it's gone garden's just taken off. Admittedly, it's been fairly warm, and also we've had some big storms here over the last week. So apologies, I haven't cut the grass. The grass is gone. What's left of the grass has gone mad. So let's show you a few things. So what we've got to put out. We've got some petunias to go out. Some of our cheap impatiens. Busy Lizzies, in other words. We've got some. We've got the Marguerite Yellow Daisy. Take that off. I would normally put that, but I'm going to sweep up afterwards anyway, so that can go on the floor. Marguerite Daisies. We've got some Aquilesias there. We've got some geraniums. We've got those are Bellis, so those are sort of daisy type plants. We've still got Lobelia hanging around. We've got a few fuchsias, more petunias there. Then down on the floor we've got some perennial plants. Yeah, perennial plants, some wallflowers. So what I will show you is on the way to repositioning you. Morning, MZ. Yeah, my hay fever hasn't really kicked in yet. It usually kicks in about now, but I've been fairly lucky. I'm just going to start to reposition you. But so if we disconnect, hold fire, I'll come back and reset you. But let's just tip you down a bit. Oh, wrong way. Just check you're still connected. Yep. So this is the small little veg patch we've got that we did last week. With the, anyone remember the invisible netting? And as you can see, it's gone up perfectly. Look how neat and tidy and straight all that is. Okay, don't look at it too neatly. Basically, I tidied it up. I sort of tidied it up, and I got fed up with it, so I just left it up. To be honest, the beans won't care less whether it's all straight or not. So the beans are now sort of knee height. They've had a little bit of slug damage on the bottom leaves, but because they're tall enough, they're doing okay. In fact, this one's up to here. There already, so they're doing quite well. The pumpkins, which is here, here, and here. Someone's had a little chew on that pumpkin, but they're still going. That courgette there has been munched on, or one leaf has. That courgette's been munched on slightly, but that's better, and the one there's okay. The Brussels sprouts that are in amongst these flowers at the back, they've taken okay, they look fine. And then the corn is there with the cabbage intermingled. In fact, I'm looking at the cabbage. There's one or two cabbage leaves that have been chewed as well, but not too worried by that yet. So that's okay. So that's that. Haven't had to water. Well, no. To be fair, I watered it on the Sunday after we planted it, but haven't had to water it since then because we've just had these big showers come through. For reference, that's the olive. That's one of the two olive trees we've got. That's the bigger one, which has actually got baby olives on it already. Then we've got the water butt, the greenhouse, And then I think someone asked last week whether we could grow grapes. And this is our grapevine. I'll reposition you so you can see the grapevine. I'll just tip you up. So this is the grapevine, and in fact actually it's got grapes on it. It's got little, I don't think you'd see that on there, but it's actually got some, it's got some grapes on it, some little baby grapes on it. In fact, I'll take that one off because there are loads and loads of grapes normally, but so I think we can afford for content creation. So they are, those are baby grapes there. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, baby grapes. And for comparison, let's take a sprig of so this is the olives. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. You see the little olives forming there. So if we compare the two together, so you've got the. Sorry, we'll try to get them actually on the screen. It might help, won't it? I'll put my hand where I want it to be. Okay, back there. So we've got the olives on the right and the grapes on the left. The olives are likely to stay green once they're fully formed here. If you get some really hot weather, they might turn into black olives. The grapes, they should form. They're green grapes, so if they're ready, that's going to be sort of towards the end of the summer. But we're just trying to get energy into those at the moment. So the actual plant's putting on a lot of growth at the moment. So just come back for a sec. Hopefully you saw the olives and the grapes. Yes, I'll just read through some of the comments. Oh yes, the invisible net. Yeah. Victoria's very kind to me, saying it's the best netting ever. Yep, certainly is. Only 2 of their dahlias have been decimated overnight, and she hasn't found the culprit yet. Christy's asking about the olive tree. Do they come in during the winter? No, mine don't. The one that you can see on the right, just on the right of the screen, that's planted in the ground, and the other one that I've shown before is actually in a pot, but they stay out all year here. But obviously, I mean, we do get cold winters, but nothing like we used to get. Morning, Yankee. So is the netting normal? Is it normal that it's not invisible? What the invisible netting? Invisible netting can be invisible or visible depending on how bad it is. So, right, let's move you again. Let's actually move you to somewhere where we're actually going to do something practical. So, sorry. Right, hold on everyone. It could get bumpy again. Just got to try to position you somewhere where you can see what I'm doing, and also somewhere where you're not going to have a pigeon drop something on your head. So let's have a look at that and see what that looks like. Come down. No, wrong way. It's so difficult to tell because it's so bright out here. Just going to move some of these cables so I don't trip over them. Okay. Come back and just check. Yeah, what are we looking at on the screen? Yeah, that looks about right. Right, okay. I don't need my glasses for a moment. I will come in and out to talk, to check the chat as we go along. But at the moment, you're sat in the greenhouse to keep out the sun. Yeah, only we bought some roses from a local petrol station. Yep, there's bargains out there now because we've had all we've had all the major bank holidays in the UK for the time being. So a lot of these places had lots and lots of plants for sort of Easter and the May bank holidays, and then they still haven't sold them all, so they just got to get rid of stock. So right. Right, here we are. This is where you are, is under the pear tree here. I'm just going to hopefully move some of these. Oh, there's about 1 billion wood lice there. It's another reason for trying to shift stuff off the ground, really. Yeah. Yeah, I think the wood lice were having a party there. Yeah, that's a bit. I don't think I'm going to fall over that now. So what we've got here, from previous archaeological studies, I should have put my knee pad, but never mind. I.e. digging holes. This used to be in this corner a greenhouse. So under here, under the patio area, is the brickwork for the base of the greenhouse. Instead, what we've got here is we've got the pear tree, which was here before me, apple trees, which I've planted. Then in the corner, we've got a lot of spring flowering shrubs, which I've trimmed back this week because they just get too big, really. This area here is the first area that always has snowdrops and daffodils and muscari in it. And this is absolutely packed with spring bulbs, this area is. But then, of course, when the spring bulbs have gone, then you've got a large, sort of expansive, sort of empty space. So we have got a few things that are in here. There's some verbena there. We've got the sage, which I'm going to actually cut back because there's a few flowers on this, but there's only a few left. If I cut that back, we should get another round of flowers on that, another flush of flowers. We've got a few perennial plants in here. That's one of the plant labels for muscari. So actually, that's a good example. Oh, I can stand up. That's Muscari seeds. Which is the Muscari is a word known as grey hyacinth. So that's what, if you leave it to go to seed, that's what you get. So Muscari can regenerate in two ways, via the bulbs in the ground or actually by seed as well, which is actually quite common. If you look at things like daffodils, they do the same thing. I've never heard woodlice being called guinea pigs. So the first thing I'm going to do before we plant anything, I'm just going to trim back the. I'm just going to trim back the sage and the shrub that's over here, which I can honestly, I can never remember its name, but it always, once I've seen it, it'll come back to me. So we'll just trim some of this away. If nothing else, it'll just create a bit of extra light in here. I'm just going to put this stuff behind you. Actually, I might not, but that was probably a good place to put it, but never mind. I have got a bucket with me for the smaller stuff. I'll actually put that in the bucket, and I'll just put that over there. Because I can't remember its name. If someone in chat would know which flower that is. That's quite a spread out flower, that one is, but usually they're much sort of tighter together, those blue flowers. Yeah. So all, whether it's the right time to be pruning all this is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. It needs doing, it has to be pruned. Because if I don't prune it, it's just gonna totally and utterly swamp this area. It's probably well, it's not probably, it is probably, I was going to say probably, but I'll have that word banned in a moment, probably. My mods would probably ban that word, probably. It is really the wrong shrub for the area, really. So we've got the pears which are coming along quite nicely. They look quite good. In fact, they're quite brown, or quite, I was going to say pear coloured, but they're green on the one side, but then they've turned this darker brown on the side where the sun gets to them. And from my experience, that's quite early in the season for those. So I don't know what's going to happen with those. We'll just clear a few weeds away. Talking of weeds, a weed is just a plant in the wrong place. For example, there we go. That's a weed, but is it a plant? That's forget-me-not. But they self-seed everywhere. So they can come out. Then I'm not going to be too fussy about getting rid of sort of detritus in there. because because anything I plant in here is just going to, well, mostly it's pretty mature already, but it'll just get up to that sort of height within no time at all. I'm just going to trim back the sage. We've got some quite nice pinks there, or I suppose some people might call them carnations. But if I trim some, this is the sage with the purple flowers on it. But you can see on that piece of sage there's been flowers there, all working its way up. And if you look there, the growth between there to there, it becomes less and less as you go up. So there are some flowers on that, but it's starting to come to the end of flowering. And so if I trim that back now, we'll probably get another set of flowers on that later in the summer. Plus it does give a bit more air and a bit more space for everything else in here. So I'm going to be really brutal with it. And there's probably a classical way of trimming these, but I'm not overly concerned, really, to be honest. I'm just going to take the top off that one as well. You see, it's even come over here. It's spreading out over the front. It's and of course, what it does is, if you do plant anything else in here, some of these plants just totally, utterly swamp everything else. In fact, this one, that's a good example of. I'll show you this. Hopefully, let me just check it's still working, and then rather than describe it and you can't actually see. The exception I can't even see because I haven't got my glasses on. Yeah, it is still working. This is a good example of a lot of things you can do with shrubs. Is that we had that main sage plant there, and one of its long stalks has obviously fallen over and laid on the ground. And what it does, it then creates. Let's put those down somewhere. What it then does is create some roots, like a runner. Very similar if you had a strawberry plant, you could get the strawberry, what are called the strawberry runners, which are the long straggly things with leaves on coming off. You bury it in the ground and then you get roots. So that you could cut off like I have there, and you've got a new sage plant because it's got all these roots on it. I've forgotten what the term is. It might be layering. I say some of the more gardening minded folk in the chat would be able to answer that, but I think it's called layering, where you put the, I'll show you how you would do it basically. What you would do is you would get a stalky bit, to use a technical term. Try and move that out of the way. You get a stalky bit, you put it in contact with the soil, like so, and then you would pin it with a stick or a peg or something like that into the soil and just leave it. Then over time, where you've pinned it there, it will start to grow roots into the soil, and then you can come along later, trim it off at the main plant, and you'd have your new plant with roots coming out the middle. Works very well with shrubs. So if you've got a shrub that you really like and it's getting huge or it's struggling, try that. Try putting one of the branchy twiggy things into the soil, peg it in, and you might get a new plant out of it, so then you can replace your old plant with. Or if you want to multiply plants, that's quite a good way. I think it's layering, as in lay, L-A-Y-E-R. I think that's what it is. I'm sure someone in the chat knows. I'll just read the chat and see whether I was correct or incorrect. Welcome, Morbida. Still coming up with words for we're still coming up with words for wood lice or wood louse in the singular. Yeah, it's quite warm now. Right, I'm just going to have another hydration break while I'm in here. And of course, you know what hydration break means. It's a long way to do the advertising here, isn't it? Crumbs. It is merch time. Yeah, all good merch on our merch stores. Yeah, advertising over. I'm getting so good at this merchandising. Be signed up by an ad agency any day. Adol Fox has told me that I need to stretch. Yeah, okay, fair enough. If I stretch, I would like to point out I might not return to the original shape. What's that Leo said? Leo's off to the garden centre again. Off to spend more money on plants. For someone who wasn't, I don't think was that interested in gardening before they came across this channel, they seem to be into their gardening. I expect some photos this afternoon then, Leo. Are you looking for anything in particular this morning? Or are you just going browsing? Or is it a case that you're just going to go and sit in the cafe? So, yeah, for YouTube viewers, Leo is one of the mods over on Twitch. In fact, Rabbit or Fox, could you do a shout out for Leo? Leo has a very good channel on Twitch. She does lamp working, makes glass jewellery. Right, what we're going to need day. Don't think we need that anymore. Yeah. Oh, she's going. Oh, right. They're looking to buy a garden umbrella thing as well today. Right. Okay. I've got a garden umbrella. It's in the it's in the garage. It's been in the garage for about 5 years, which I suppose tells you what the weather's like here most of the time. It's either baking hot and too hot to sit outside, or basically it's raining. That's no problem, Lone. I'm assuming that's still working. So let's put something. Let's morning to woman. Let's just put something in the screen to make sure it's still working. We'll put that. We'll put that tray in there. Can I see the screen from here? Just about. I say, why? Yeah, it is still working. Why manufacturers want to put shiny screens on everything? Yeah, it is still working good. Right, let's get on with that, some actual planting. So, we've got lots and lots of stuff. I'm not going to pay much attention as to what's going in where. So what I'll do is just take out a few more weeds, which I can see. I'm just going to take those off as well. These are the seed heads off the primroses and polyanthus. I don't need a huge amount more of those hanging around. So I'll just feed that out. I'll take that one out. This is the problem with this area. Was, I cleared a lot of the bushes at the back this week, and this was all clear. And we come back 4 days later, and there are weeds everywhere. And that's basically what the summer is. It's trying to keep on top of stuff so it doesn't actually take over your garden. So I'm just going to take the seed heads off the muscari. Oop, I've just demolished that's a shame, just demolished a dianthus, or a pink. It's starting to go over anyway. That's my excuse. Very pretty. I like dianthus. There's lots of different types of dianthus. Let's say the muscari, take those seed heads off. I mean, technically, I suppose you're supposed to take the seed heads off once they finish flowering, so the energy goes back to the bulbs. But the dianthus, or the grape hyacinth, is it just grows and multiplies its bulbs like anything anyway. So you don't have to worry about trying to build the stock up, unlike something like a daffodil or a tulip, where once it's flowered, you really want to take the flower head off. So right, let's plant something. We've got the apple trees at the back. What's disappointing about these this year, I can't see any apples on them. I can't see any apples at all on the apple trees. I know they bloomed later than the pears, but so that might be a disaster this year. Whether they were hit by just a late frost or something, I don't know. Did you see that? How well I took the weed from there, threw it over there, and it ended up back around there. That takes skill, that does. Your average gardener wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm going to try to climb in here. I would like to point out last time I climbed in here and went right to the back, I did my back in and I couldn't move for about 2 weeks. So if there's lots of swearing, you know what's happened. Oh, yeah, actually, it's quite soft and squidgy, this is. So there are a couple of stepping stones in here. So I'm just trying to, you could use a garden hoe to do this. Just take it off. But all I'm going to do, now a lot of these plants I could actually, let's kneel down. A lot of these plants, you can't really see me here, can you? Ugh. There you are. Let's move that back to there. You might actually be able to see a bit better. Perfect opportunity to clip me stuck in a pear tree. What was I going to say? A lot of these plants, so you would normally dig one hole, put one plant in, and there'd be a sort of nominal spacing between plants. As you know here, we don't really fussed about that, so it's quite interesting. Lots of little baby pear plants there. So I'm just going to dig. What I'm going to do is just going to dig sort of little troughs, and then I'm going to chuck several plants in next to each other. Right, we're going to chuck these in. I would like to say what they are, but as normal, there's no label. Don't know. We'll find out when they flower. Not sure what they are actually. They might be Nicotiana. If I was guessing. So I've chucked, what, 4 plants in there together, or 4 or 5 plants together into a hole. So it's made a nice little clump. And that's all I'm going to do really, is just chuck as much. Just going to try to chuck as much stuff into here. So literally within 2 or 3 weeks, this will be just full of colour. Oh, there is a label. And I was wrong. This is actually going to be Rebecca. So these are going to be quite, I knew they were going to be tall, but just because of how they're growing at the moment. These are, so, yeah. I thought there was a label in, but I couldn't see it. Okay. So I'm going to chuck some in there as well. And actually Rebecca is quite a good plant to be in sort of clump form as well. And these, Rebecca is going to get to 2-3 foot tall. Yeah. Oh, has anyone noticed I don't know if you can see that, right at the front of the camera. It's now sat on the camera tripod. It's a little baby robin. It's tiny. It's just gone across there now. I don't know if that would have picked it up. Oops, oh dear. I'm not built for crawling around in small spaces. I'm just going to come back and see where the camera's pointed, see if we actually pick that up. Well, you might have. I don't know if you didn't see. If you saw the baby robin, it would have been right centre screen, sat on the brick wall, right at the bottom on the centre of the screen. That's where it would have been. I'm glad we caught that. Do the carnations smell of clove the way they used to? I don't know, to be honest. Thanks for anyone who did spot the robin. It's a tiny little robin as well. I heard somebody scratching around. I thought it'd be a robin, but I thought it might have been an older one. But that was about half the size of a normal robin. So, Christian asked me whether carnations smell of clove. Let's have a go. See what this smells like. Yes, it does, Christian. That one definitely does anyway. So, right, so we've got some Rebecca in the bag. So we're looking for something else that's other stuff that's quite tallish. So I'm going to put the fuchsias in next. At least I'm getting to the point where I don't actually have to climb into the flower bed. Oh. So take that way down. Now the fuchsias I will actually plant a bit further apart. I'll plant one in each hole. These I know are that robin's on its way back. I'm not going to move now. It's right on the left hand side as you look on the wall. See if it comes across more central. It's underneath the tripod now. Come on. Come on. I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, it's right up behind me now. It's got a green fly in its mouth. Come on. Oh, I can't even see it. It's somewhere around the back of me now. Let me know if anyone spots a robin behind me. It's obviously not bothered by me. Which just proves, contrary to various people's comments, I am actually quite nice. What on me, I'll just clean the solar panel with the light there so some light can get to it. So, I think that's one of the stubs there. Okay, so we'll do another one there. So what was I saying about these fuchsias? Yeah, these are just a different. I bought a job lot of fuchsias. These aren't hardy fuchsias, so these are. If you want to retain these, you'd have to dig them up at the end of the summer and bring them back and bring them in. Like if you saw some of the earlier streams this year, we were rescuing fuchsias. Yeah, so I'll do. No wonder the robin wants to come here. I mean, the place is now covered in slugs and wood lice and lots of grubs around. So what I'm trying to do is that we've got the Rebecca's there. I'm going to have the fuchsias in here. So I'm trying to sort of group it together so you get sort of a clump of colour. So it will be mixed. The fuchsias will obviously grow as high probably by the end of the year as the Rebecca. So they're going to be higher at the back. And then what I'm going to do around the front now is just put, well, it's basically summer bedding in. So that's just going to last this summer. Doesn't know it'll last any longer than that, because this is just going to be full of spring flowering bulbs anyway. I'll come out of the way for a second. We'll just see if the robin comes back. Oh, so there was someone. Thanks for clipping the robin. I am friendly, yes, some of the time. Victoria went back to look at the robin. Yeah. Beauty said it's Ron coming to say hello. Be a nice thought. Yeah. For anyone who's over on YouTube, and you know what we're talking about with Ron. Yes, it's very sad. Just hope he's okay wherever he's ended up, and we'll miss him. And for Twitch viewers who don't know, Ron was a moderator on one of the channels a lot of the YouTube people also watch as well, and sadly lost his life recently. So we had a couple of streams on YouTube that have been a bit on the sombre side, but we should remember him for all the good things he did. That's a nice thought, isn't it? And I don't know whether anyone else is. I've always associated robins with people I know that have passed on. So just give it a couple of minutes, see if the robin comes back. The fact that robin was actually gathering food in its beak, not actually eating it, but gathering it in its beak, which means, to my mind, it's actually picking up food for some baby robins somewhere. So we'll just see if it comes back. I mean, let's be honest. If you found a free supermarket giving out food, you'd be coming back all the time. So while we're waiting to see if the robin comes back, I'll just have something else to drink. I won't go and do my usual advertising spiel, because to be honest, it's not really very good, and it might scare the robin off. We'll just see if it does come back. Likely as it will do. Sorry about that. I was just thinking, if lots of animals obviously pick up sort of, I suppose, genetically how sort of their traits, don't they? So do you think robins, when they're born, they instinctively know that humans dig up food for them? Or at what point does the parent robins tell it? You see that bloke there? If you follow him around enough, you'll pick up lots of bits of food. I mean, it is true, if you follow me around, you will pick up lots of bits of cake and chocolate biscuits and so on, but that's generally stuff that sort of drops off my shirt from when I've been eating it. But because these robins aren't bothered about coming up to you, so they don't obviously see you as a threat. So, and a lot of the other birds wouldn't do that, would they? They would do after a long time of being around you. If anyone on Twitch watches Yankee Axe on Twitch, he's getting pretty close to the point of, I don't know if he's managed to achieve it yet, of feeding, I think it's a cardinal out of his hand. So Morning, the other bear from Texas. So, well, the robin hasn't come back yet, so we'll carry on anyway for the time being. We've had 2 visits, so perhaps it's just sat in the hedge waiting for me to dig up some more food for it. And actually, it's a good point that if that's collecting food for baby robins, there's probably a nest somewhere around. And I do want to trim the hedge thing over the arch. And normally you do that with a big pair of shears, but it might be in there. So if I'm going to trim that, I've got to do it very carefully. So I'll have to use a pair of secateurs and do it piece by piece. Just take me time doing it. Right, okay, let's do something else next. Right, we've got some petunias. That one looks like it's been eaten by something, but so we've got some petunias to put in, different colours. We've got the impatiens to go in. This is on top of things like that's a dianthus there as well, but that's a smaller one. So there were so many in the garden. I do like dianthus, perennials, and they last forever. I'm going to put in the 2 daisy type plants as well. These are the ones we rescued for £1 from the garden centre. I want to put in some gazania, and I want to, what else have we got? And I'm going to do some lobelia around the front as well. Might even need more than that. I think we probably will do, but. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to leave you here for a sec. I'm just going to go and get some to kneel on, because I can feel my knee from when I was kneeling down then. Ugh. And I've also got, I managed to, not on purpose, but I've managed to squash a snail on top of my trainer there. That's lovely. So I'm just going to leave the mic here so it doesn't disconnect. I'll be back in literally 20 seconds. Back. So put you back on. Right. Just check. Yeah, some of these birds are amazing. They'll come right up to you. Oh, go away. No, they're coming to feed the chat. There's a bumblebee followed me into the greenhouse. Yeah, only stop using petunias because they get attacked by white fly, black fly. Yeah, they can do. That is true, especially the. It seems to be worse with the larger forms. I like growing the whether they're true petunias or not. I can't find my gloves. There. I like growing. Is it Calabraccio? Calabraccio. Calibrachoa, something like that. I can spell it, but I can't say it. Which I think is it's a much smaller flowered. Looks like a petunia. Well, the other one quite often grows what's called Surfinia, like surfing with an INA on the end of it, and they tend to be more trailing petunias. So, but right, I'm going to start this end, and I'll work my way back round to the left-hand end. I do need something to dig a hole with, of course. Protect my knees, yeah, I know. Well, like everything, I've got bad knees. Always have. So, ever since I was young, I've had bad knees. So, quite often, I'd be like that, sort of on one knee, just because it's easy to get back up. But for something like this, it's just need to do that. So, just going to find a bit of a space, dig a hole, and then shove these plants. So I'm going to start with the petunias. The petunias, these will be fairly tall. They've got really good root systems on them. So probably by the end of the summer, they get a bit straggly. Petunias do, but you can trim them back sometimes. But they'll mix in with the fuchsias, and the fuchsias will be taller, but they'll probably get to that sort of like foot and a half, something like that. We'll just no sort of pattern to it. Years ago in the previous garden, it wasn't like this country style. It was much more formal, with long lines of the same plant, you know, in very formulated patterns and so on. That takes an awful lot of work. It does, and God, I turned that over to look at the label, and there's a huge snail sat on the label. It's trying to. It's the snail. I don't know if you can see that. The snail is on the label, trying to eat the plant that's on the label. So all I'll do is dig a hole, put the plant in, and then just firm it in so the roots are in contact with the soil around it. Simple as that. I'm not putting feed in the holes. I will put some, I'll probably put some slow release granules on the top and just rake them in gently, just to feed it slowly over the summer. Or you can actually just give it a sort of liquid feed now and again. The soil here is pretty good actually, so even if you didn't feed it, it would probably do quite nicely. Yeah. So right, that's the petunias. I'm going to put these Marguerite daisies that we got for £1, which I think I think actually on the shelf they were about £6. Is £1, but I think the only reason is that they'd finished flowering and they got the root ball was coming out the bottom of the pots. So that goes in there. That's the one done. This one's got a used flower on it, so take that out. And it's got another root ball on there. Yeah. And then what to do? And then round sort of the front area, I'm going to put in things like the impatiens and the lobelia, which are relatively low growing plants. That's got quite a nice root ball for the impatiens. Impatiens busy lizzies is the common name. These are standard, these are impatiens F1, but commonly you'd be buying New Guinea impatiens now because because New Guinea impatiens are more disease resistant, is the word I'm looking for. You see, all I've dug down there is a centimetre, and you've got a handful of muscari bulbs coming up already. It's absolutely jam-packed with them. So that was another bargain tray of impatiens. I think that was 50p, but I've got 2 plants out of it. So it was either 50p or £1. So and to chuck in a bit of colour, we've got some gazania. I'm going to take a lot of this stuff out here. Tidy that up a bit. Yep. So gazania is, I don't know how to describe it, they're very bright coloured, sort of, I suppose, daisy looking type flowers. Typically they're only supposed to sort of last a year, but I've got some, literally just behind me there, I've got some gazania in a pot there that's been there for 4 or 5 years now. And if your winters aren't that cold or they're semi-protected, they seem to survive and keep coming back and flowering. So again, we're not doing any sort of colour matching or pattern, and just finding a space and putting a plant in. We'll infill with some lobelia. We've just got some mixed colour lobelia. There are so many wood lice around. I don't know, because we've had such a mild winter this year here. Whether that's the reason or not, I don't know. So we've got all sorts of colours in there. We've got blues, we've got some white, we've got some purple. These are ones we actually sowed from seed. So these weren't bought in, these were actually sown from seed. And I think I'm pretty sure we did them on stream. And I seem to recollect we probably sowed these end of February, something like that. So they've been in these pots for what, 3 months? Yeah, 3.5 months. So oh, I'll just put another one in. As you can see, anyone can do this sort of gardening. It's easy. If you've just got a balcony or something, lobelia, any of these, the petunias, the impatiens, the lobelia, the gazania, all suitable for just a pot on your balcony. There's another petunia there I've missed. Where can that go? Let's put that in. It can go in somewhere like that. And so it's a good time of year to find these bargains around. So that's that one done. I'm just going to stand up for a moment and have a bit of a stretch before I reposition. So it doesn't look much that at the moment, but give that a couple of weeks. This is going to be absolutely filled with flowers. Oh, well, we managed to get up there. Might not have been very graceful, but we achieved it. Let's go back and have a look at the chat. Apologies if I miss anything in chat, but as you see, we are crawling around on the floor again today. Oh, it's frozen. Oh, okay. Why the hell has it done that? Right. You haven't missed much. In fact, you've missed about 2 plants. So hang on, let me just restart the... I know you can still hear me, but let me restart the camera. I think that's a software issue more than anything. Right, you're going off for a sec. Yeah, you're back. Sorry about that. You literally missed me planting about... I think you missed me planting the lobelia. So you missed me planting about 4 plants. So just use your imagination for that. The best thing about that is you didn't see how gracefully I managed to get back up off the floor. Welcome Montour over on YouTube. Welcome in Screen Ghost. No, it's something we have from time to time on the. It's something we have time to time on here. We initially thought it was the camera, then we thought it was the cable. It might be the software. The simple truth is we don't know why it happens. It just freezes from time to time, and we don't always notice it. The audio stays running, but the picture freezes. And because I'm grovelling around on my hands and knees in a flower bed quite often, I can't see what chat's telling me. So I always do come back and read the chat from time to time, just on the basis it's good to keep in touch with people. But yeah, so thanks for being here, Rabbit or Fox. Enjoy your walk. Hello, all morning to you, Westfields. Good to see you here. Welcome to a stream where absolutely nothing goes wrong whatsoever. It runs perfectly well, and anything that happens to go wrong is just a figment of people's imagination. I'm assuming that's working again. It's certainly there. That's just. I'm just going to go and wave and see if I can see myself. can't see myself. I reckon that's frozen again. I think that's frozen again. Oh, it is working. Oh, I couldn't see myself waving. Okay. Thanks, Dem. Yeah, I can sort of. I wonder if it's actually the screen I'm looking at as. I don't. I think that might be frozen in. I'm just going to restart that again, and then we'll see. Right, we'll have another go now. Still photography. Yes, it's a. We'll be in black and white before you know it. The technology is reverting back to. No, that's still frozen. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put you in the BRB screen. I'm going to reset the camera. So enjoy the BRB music, and I'll be back in a moment or so. Talk amongst yourselves. One of the mods will be round in a moment with the ice cream tray. So. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're back. I know we're back. Presume, as far as I can see, we're back. It looks like I've got audio, and I can magically make myself appear. There you go, magic. Da-da. Well, easy wizzy, let's get busy. Right, sorry about that. Haven't got a clue what that was. Had to do a full restart on the camera. Hope everyone enjoyed the ice creams and the mods handed round for you. If they didn't get to you, I'm sure they'll make another round towards the end of the broadcast. I don't know what they've left in their ice cream trays, but you never know. They didn't make it as far as helping me out anyway. Apart from I can see there was a lot of dancing going on. So right, let's actually do something again. So just have something to drink. Talking of which, because it's I'm going to hydrate with. Look, beautiful merchandise. Okay, enough. If I was really clever, what I would do is when we have a technological breakdown, I should run a commercial ad, shouldn't I, for the merchandise? Did you? Oh, what? Only me? Did you actually get a delivery? Did someone come around with the ice cream for you? Oh, morning, Sean. Or is it afternoon? No, it's afternoon now, isn't it? Quick hello between cutting the lawn. Yeah. Oh yeah. People. I don't know what happened, but it looks like people on YouTube got a. Someone came around with ice cream during the intermission. I do apologise to the Twitch viewers if no one came round with the ice cream tray for you. So, thanks for dropping in, Bear in Texas. So we'll be here again next week. Might be still on the floor this time next week. So, but thanks for dropping in anyway. Right, let's see if we can actually get this finished. I've just realised there's a lot of tidying up to do afterwards. Actually, if I clear a lot of the empty trays now, I think we're pretty good. So, we need a couple of taller plants as well. Let's see what we've got. Yep. So shuffle that across a bit. Check that we're still operational. Yep. I assume you can actually hear me. I never asked that. Just wait for someone to confirm that they can hear me. Oh, thanks, Deb. Now you can hear me. Yeah, I had to restart the mic as well as the camera. So I start to wonder whether it is. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. There will, just for a heads up, there will be some longer streams coming up in the next week, 10 days. I haven't quite decided what I'm doing yet, but we've got next Sunday. If I don't know when I'm doing it, next Sunday is the summer solstice, believe it or not. And then a few days later is the longest day of the year. So on one of those two occasions, I'll be doing a much longer stream. Go away, go away. Not everyone in chat, by the way. That was a bee I'm talking to. Yeah, so there will be at least one longer stream. I haven't decided when it is. It's going to either be, we might do a longer stream next Sunday, or whenever the longest day is, which I think is 24th, which might be the Wednesday. I don't know yet. And to be honest, I don't know what I'd be doing anyway. So keep your eye out on notifications. I'll probably know by the middle of this week what I'm planning. So these are the gazaniers going in. I don't know if you can see that. Am I below the? I think I might be actually below the camera there. Might need to move you down a little bit. Yeah, hang on, let me move you down a bit. That's a bit better. Trying to see what plane that is. So yeah, so there will be something longer coming up. But there's a couple of family events in the next week, 10 days. So I just need to, until I get precise timings on that, I won't know what I've got in terms of ability to do a long stream for. But so I will try to post as far ahead as possible as to any scheduling. In terms of scheduling for this week, we've got YouTube's got its normal sort of content this week, and then I know they're talking about it being getting quite warm again. So, but I haven't really looked past the forecast past today. So we're just doing. So we've got some gazanier there. I've put geranium in there. With that looks like some sort of campanula inside it. I've just realised what all these little seedlings are there. They're, oh, I've managed to do that again. I've thrown it that way and it's ended up there. I've just realised they're cherry seedlings from the cherry tree above you. The other thing I've noticed is that some of the little pears have already fallen off. And that's actually totally green, so that's obviously fallen off before before we've had the really hot weather. So there's a lot of stuff you don't really notice until you sort of grow around. So again, we're trying to plant some taller stuff towards the back. That's rubbish coming out of there. start to fill me back from groveling around, but we're nearly done on this. And we can have a leisurely tour of the garden. Got some petunias there. So I've still got some space. There's the space just under the arch where all the bees are at the moment, and then there's still a bit of space in the front garden. I've planted a lot of stuff in there this week, which you'll see over on the YouTube channel. Yeah. Some of these are desperate to get planted, really. So I'm just literally, if there's a gap, I'm just going to put a plant in it. So this should be a mix of colours. I mean, this will be anything from yellows, blacks, pinks, purples, whites, blues. It's going to be every sort of colour in here. The principle of, as would be in a pretty typical country style garden, is the taller stuff towards the back and the shorter stuff at the front. There's a couple more things I want to get in. Can probably get in there. That wasn't very impressive, was it? Yeah. So that's, I'll just sort that out. There's another tray done. God, there are a lot of slugs around. There you go, upside down slug. Leave that one there for the robin. I think even the robin might struggle with that one. And then, of course, next to a slug, there's a snail. We're not. That's a blackbird. We're no longer looks like we're no longer a gardening stream. We're more of a what do you call it? An animal stream. I think those are, yeah, that's Bidens, those are, or Bidens. So I'm just going to put those in there. So we've got about half a tray there. I'm going to shove on there for the time being. And then we've got one more empty tray of pots. Oh, stand up. We're getting there slowly. Pick that up. Now, all those pots were fairly wet, so they don't really need watering. But I will put some water on it, because what it does, it settles the soil around the root balls of the plants. But this is still in sunlight here, so I'll probably do that probably in an hour or so when the sun's gone behind some trees. I'll come back and we'll come back and peruse the chat. Hello, Melissa. Just go back through. Hello, Tex Pink. There's never bee in this greenhouse. I don't know what they're addicted to this greenhouse for. Where the hell's... Oh, okay, I can see that one. Grubby fat bumblebee. In fact, for Twitch viewers, here is a artist's impression of what the bumblebee looks like. Actually, it's a pretty good artist's impression of it, actually. Yeah, so good morning. Apologies if I missed any chat comments while I've been grovelling around on my hands and knees. As I say, I do go back through these streams afterwards and I do read them all. So it's appreciated. Will they need watching because they're under the tree? That's a good question. Partially, because there won't be so much rain get through to it, but I'll be already watering it there anyway for the pears. So it's no great hardship to do it. And now there's another bee coming. Oh no, that one's gone out. Oh. Does anyone know what the IQ of a bee is? There's a ginormous window. Oh, it's gone now. There's a ginormous window that went past about 5 times without going out. Morning, Ollie. So what was I going to say? Yeah, about the watering. Yeah, it won't need a huge amount of watering that because the soil is very rich anyway. But yeah, it's just a case of keeping on top of it. And often with this watering, most people just go around, sprinkle some water around once a day and they think that's fine, but it doesn't really go deep enough. So I tend to water, if I have to water, I tend to water 2, possibly 3 times a week and do a really good heavy watering so the water gets down through it. Only me rescued 2 bumblebees out of the water butt. I'm sure they'll remember that and won't sting you. I'm going to ignore Lone's joke about petunias because it's as bad as one of my jokes. Right, let's go for a walk, shall we? Let's go for a walk. See if I can take you for a walk. I'm going to put the phone on here. I won't be able to see very much in terms of comments as we walk around, but I should be able to see the... Hang on. I should be able to see the feed. Let me just pull it up, turn the volume down as well. Just see if I can find a better. Yeah. The problem is because the phone's on the Wi-Fi. Oh no, it's picked it up now. Okay. That one, I think. Let's have a look. I'm just sorry about that. I'm just talking to myself. Right, let's see if we can go for a walk, shall we? I'll try to describe it as best as I can as we wander around, and then if you have any specific questions when we get back to the greenhouse, I'll answer them as best as I can. Just going to I can hear the robin. That's not a robin, by the way, that's a plane. The robin is there somewhere. Just going to go back to the greenhouse for a sec. I'll just wait for a moment to let the robin pick up some more food. Come on. It's landed on the tripod. It's directly below you now. It's just landed on the floor to the right below you, and it's going back roughly where I was kneeling, and it's gone back in amongst the pots, and now it's on the far right of the brickwork. It's on the far right of the brickwork. You can see it hopping along the brickwork, and then that's gone up into the, it's now in the pear tree, and now it's on the fence. So, and then it's gone into the garden at the back, and they've got a big conifer type hedge, so perhaps that's where its nest is. So it's a bit like commentating on the horse racing, that was. Thanks for dropping in, Montort, anyway. Good to see you. And congratulations, Melissa, on the 5-stream streak as well. I'm sure I've missed some other stuff as well. But, right, let's go for a walk, shall we? I know the camera's working because we've just seen the robin. Okay. Right. Hope everyone's digested their ice cream, because you're about to be wobbled around a bit here, I think. Start off. Might as well start off where we ended. So we've got some pears. Yeah, it is working. Yeah, so we've got the pears. And for comparison, there's a finger next to it, so you can see how big they're getting. And then this is the bed we've been working on today. So you can see we've got the fuchsias at the back right, we've got some petunias there, and then the lobelia and the impatiens at the front with some gazania. Those are the bushes I trimmed back at the back this week. So right, that's just going to reverse back down, avoiding the Diascia bush that's got about 1 billion bees on it. In fact, as we're going by, let's stop to see if we can find a bee. You know, I said this bush has got about a billion bees on it. I can't actually see a bee on it now. There's one there. Oop. It's absolutely covered in bees. So I'll reverse back down. Sorry about that. So, hardy geraniums, the pinks and the blues, the cosmos starting to come out, fuchsias. Then this is the bed that we did this year, that tokens. So you see how big these plants are starting to get. Some quite pretty plants in here. Yeah, there's another. Sorry, I'll go past here. You see, this is the foxglove that's finished flowering. These are the aquilesias that are going to seed. Now I can either leave these to go to seed and then they'll spread naturally, or I might chop them down just to tidy them up. Got aquilesias everywhere already. So we've got some more dianthus for the pinks. It's strange, you come out here every day and there's something new every day that comes out here. There's another geranium. Yeah, the GMs are still just about going. This one here is Lady's Mantle. I can't remember what its proper name is. That's its normal name, Lady's Mantle. Then we've got some more dianthus. I think these are dianthus deltoids. There are so many different types of dianthus, you lose track. It's nice Zucchera there. Some crocosea there, which will come out. Sorry, there's some campanulas there. Then if we move up here, we've got some, this is English lavender. Can't remember which variety, it might be Hidcote. That's a pretty common variety of lavender. Then this is what's spectacular at the moment. We've got the Genie fuchsias. Sorry. And the Lady Boothby fuchsias. And if we stand back and just take it in for a moment. So you just see what it looks like from a distance. I mean, of all everything in the garden at the moment, so this is the most spectacular. In fact, it's the most spectacular I think I've seen it ever here. Just the sheer number of flowers. I don't know how many there are. There are thousands of flowers. on there. They are all slightly, if you notice on some of the purple there, they're all slightly watermarked. And that's not surprising because this week's we've had some big showers. It's been sunny, then a big shower. So I think that some of them have been open and they've got slightly watermarked. We come back down to this is hardy geranium. I know this is Roxanne. There's another little bug there trying to get food out of it. Hardy geranium. The papaya poppies here have basically finished and they're going to seed. Got some, I think they're salvia hot lips. I think that's the variety, but we've got some salvias there. We've still got foxgloves going. And you can see some of the sort of shrubby type things have grown very quick. They do need keeping on top. We've got Verbena there. There's loads of different types of Verbena. This is a bush type Verbena. And then these are Osteospermums we planted. And then these sort of feathery things are cosmos plants. And there's a cosmos to prove it. The cosmos flower. They're pretty as well. Then there's some acrolesia here. It's just started to go over. This is a digitalis or a foxglove. Not sure what variety it is. It's got a slightly different flower structure. It's slightly different. But in terms of the new stuff we've planted, there's loads of stuff. I mean, that's Linearia. And then there's some Diascia. So there's loads and loads of stuff. In fact, you come out here every day and there's something new. We're coming back towards the Diascia, which is spelt, I think if I'm correct, D-Z-E-U-T-I-Z-I-Z-I-A, something like that anyway. I've got some roses hidden in the back there. There's some more germs there mixed in with what's going to be cosmos. And of course it's underplanted by a lot of the perennials. We've got the tubs that we did. So that's the oxalis, these dark clover type leaves. And then we've got I'll come around this side actually, get a better view. The bottle brush. It's quite interesting, there are ants everywhere this year, there's a lot of ants. I think the ants climb up to sort of get all this sort of stuff off the aphids, I think. Come over here, strawberries. Try to get past the bees without being stung. Then we got hanging baskets. If you remember when we did these, probably about a month ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that. How sort of empty and sparse they were, even though we did overplant them. It's a nice little petunia there. And the lobelia. As you can see, you can see how much the hedges have grown. So the hedges do need some attention. Just sort of keeping under control really, because just with the moisture they're putting on probably about a foot, 2 foot a week at the moment. So we've got some more. That's the second basket, and also if you see there, the hedges are starting to overtake the baskets, and I want to try to lift that up a bit. But we've got some honeysuckle. There. And come back up to the bottom of the garden. Got a nice clematis. So clematis. Come around here. That's basically what we've got left in terms of plants. We've not got a huge amount left. This is one of the tubs that we did on stream. If you remember, you see how well filled out that is. That's the one that's got the roses in it. So I'm just going to have to untangle you. I think you've got caught on a hardy geranium. Yeah. Oh. That's the robin come back. It's going to the same place on the fence each time to go over to the back. Yeah. Then we've got the roses. Back round to the veg patch that we did last week with our invisible netting. We've got a couple of wool pots we're going to fill up here as well. Come across here. More clematis. This is another of the things that we did on stream. Lobelia. Wool baskets. Some nice cosmos in there. Yeah. Really colourful plants. This is the other olive plant, as you can see. Those are the baby olives. Little wool basket. These are the sunflowers. Is YouTube or Twitch better? YouTube on the left, Twitch on the right. At the moment, I would say Twitch is winning by about 5 or 6 centimetres. Though I have to say Twitch has suffered an injury, and in this game there are no substitutions, so YouTube, don't give up just yet. We've got the onions in the pots, and then into the greenhouse we've got, along the bottom, we've got cucumbers and aubergines in the pots. So I've still got one more to do in here. That's what the bag of compost's for. So they're in the greenhouse. The gherkins, as we were discussing, do cross-pollinate with the cucumbers, so I've taken them out today, and I'm probably going to put them down the side of the veg patch probably. I haven't quite decided, although I might actually go down by the garage where it's more sunny. Haven't quite decided on that. So it's going to put you back on the. I'm going to put you back on the stand and then point you down, and then if the robin comes back, we can keep an eye on it. If you would go back on the stand for me, thank you. Yep, there you go. So I'm just going to angle you down so you get a better view, hopefully, if the robin comes back for some food, because it seems to be floating around a fair bit. So I'll just come back in and check the message, check the chat, and see if anyone's got any questions about that tour. Yeah, someone saying love the fuchsias. Yeah, I think they're my favourite flowers. Yeah, cosmos are quite close to it as well. Yeah, aubergine for non-UK people is the word's known as eggplant. Just reading through the YouTube. Yeah, the magpie, yeah, but it may well be. They're all over the place around here. Morning, D. Michael. Just reading through the comments, see if there's anything far away missed. Yeah, the flower beds. It's amazing how much the flower beds. Anyone who's been here since we've been doing the sort of live garden tours. When did we do the first? We were doing garden tours in the autumn, I think, or were we? I don't think we were at that stage. I think we were just showing the flower. We've certainly been doing garden tours since February, March. And you remember how bare those flower beds were. And you look at them now. Oh dear me! I can see what's coming up next. It's amazing how they're filled out. And it's really a question of just keeping stuff tidy, really, now. Morning, GG. Just going back through the comments. Do scented scratch cards. Yeah, well, they used to do that, didn't they, for TV programs? They used to, in the UK, was it on the TV Times or the Radio Times? They used to have little scratch and sniff cards, didn't they, for certain things? I wouldn't know when that would have been. That would have been the 80s, something like that. That's probably giving away the age. I see the Dutch word of the day, which has been generously donated by Beauty Love Creative over on YouTube, is for robin, which I do apologise to all robins out there. Oh. Now, that looks like the ending of that looks a bit like a ladybird's ending, which is something like Easty. So I'm going to go for Rudebour Easty. Rudebour Easter? Rudebour Easty. Rudebour Easty. Rudebour Easty? We'll go for Rudebour Eastley. No, that doesn't sound right either. Rudebour Este. Rudebour Este. There you go, I'll go for that. Rudebour Este. I don't suppose any of those were anywhere near the correct pronunciation of the Dutch word for robin. And I do apologise to anyone who speaks Dutch. I'll just wait for our Dutch speakers to come back and tell me how bad that really was. No, nowhere near correct. Okay. Okay. Right. Dem's tried to spell it out for me here, which is rude borst. Yeah. Rude borst. Yeah. That's very bad. I don't know which. Maybe. Okay. That's even worse, Loam, trying to do that. Right, okay, everyone in chat, you try to pronounce what the heck Robin is in Dutch and see if you can do any better than me. Roy Boost, yeah. Roy Boost, yeah. Or Roy Boost, yeah. Yeah, Roy Boost, yeah. Well, let's put it this way: my Dutch isn't really improving, is it? Week by week, I think it's probably getting worse. How did everyone else try saying that word? Thanks for checking in, Land-Based Angler. What you think? My Beauty's saying that my Dutch is so much better now than it was when we started, and them saying what that actually means is it's red chest. So presuming that means it's red chest bird. So, has the robin actually come back since we've been? While I've been yapping away, I haven't been paying attention. You can usually hear it because you can hear it sort of scratching around in the leaves. Only me's Dutch is getting worse and not better. Yeah, same here. So, we've been educating on gardening today. We've been educating on slugs and snails and robins and now Dutch, the Dutch language. Who says you don't get something by coming to watch this on a Sunday morning? I'm just going to have another slurp of hydration liquid. And of course, everyone knows what that means. It means it's advertising time again. Ooh, now look at that. What a useful implement for holding liquid. Yeah, exactly. I'll be signed up by every marketing company ever. Well, the Polish word looks a bit easier for robin anyway. Oh, that's good. Good. That water's good, even if it is a bit tepid. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, see if our friend the robin comes back. In the meantime, I'll do some spiely bits. So YouTube, you've got all your shorts every day. This coming week, there's the 2 lunchtime videos. You've got a premiere on Saturday evening. I know what that is. I've done the voiceover for that, and I know what that is. I'm quite looking forward to making that. Anyone who didn't see the premiere from last night was myself reading a poetry, doing some poetry about the summer garden. So it's a nice chill stream. So at the end of this, if you want to go over onto last night's video on YouTube, it's only I think about 6 minutes of me reading my poetry about the summer garden. But it's actually come out quite nicely, I have to say myself. It was no poetry this coming Saturday though, for anyone who didn't like it. So that's on YouTube. Will be live YouTube and Twitch next Sunday. Timing of which I think, well, it will cover this sort of time, I think. But keep an eye out on the normal places I post. I'll update the schedule on Twitch so you can see on there, or I'll put a post on YouTube updating that, and on all the other places I can post it to keep you up to date. I'll probably know by the middle of the week exactly what I'm doing, but there will be a stream at some point on Sunday. It's just what the timing of it is, whether it's the same time or a little bit earlier or a little bit later. Yeah, so it does depend on what the what timing the family celebration is on Sunday. And also, if it is a bit early, we might be able to catch the summer solstice. If we don't catch the summer solstice, I'll probably do a longer stream the following midweek for the longest day of the year, similar to anyone who's been here for the autumn equinox, where we ran a stream for 12 hours, which was quite good fun, surprisingly. So I'll give it a couple more minutes on that, on the bird. We'll just see what's happening in the chat. Thank you very much, Victoria, for saying that. Victoria obviously enjoyed that video yesterday. But I think we're getting to that point. Well, while we just wait for see if the robin comes back. If anyone wants to try to guess what lunch is. Anyone new to the channel, it's one of the two things we always do towards the end. We do a Dutch word of the week, but we also try to guess what lunch is today. Achilles has gone for salad again. Very, very close to that. Not. Oh, that's a nice thing to go to. Only me. Don't worry about it. You'll be able to catch up on it anyway if there's anything really interesting in it. Only me's got it. Only me's got it right. It's not very difficult, is it really? Lurch, the Adams family. That's yeah, it's very good, that lunch. The quiche, I do like quiche. Beans on toast, fish. Achilles has gone for fish and chips. Yeah, it is fish and chips today. It's not very difficult. It's probably what I have half the week anyway, or fish and something. Mainly eat fish. So if you ever have to guess, fish is a good guess. Beans on toast, though, is not a bad guess, because I did have baked beans for breakfast. So pleasant animal, you just guessed breakfast rather than lunch. I've got an idea where to raid out to on Twitch for today. Somewhere a little bit different from where we usually go on a Sunday. But I'll say a few thanks to people, and advice to people. For apologies if I miss anyone, but thanks to Only Me, Christian, Two Women, Victoria, Beauty Love Creative, Montauk was here, Colleen, Strawberry Fields was here, Bear in Texas was here, Ollie, D. Michael, Gigi, Sean. I'm sure there's other people that I've missed. Apologies if I have. Over on Twitch, thanks to Achilles, Pleasant Animal, Land-Based Angler. Just going back through the chat. Melissa was here. Tex was here. MZ was here. Rabbit Fox was here. Screen Ghost as well. Leo was here before she went gardening to the garden centre. I've only got myself to blame for converting one of the mods into a garden centre person, so that's my own fault. I can't criticise that. Morbida was here. I didn't see photos from around New York was here earlier, so I didn't see them. So if you're still here, hello. And also Toilet Brush Salesman was here. He was the first here even before I was. How he managed that, I do not know. Just going back through that. Zab came in to say hello as well. Joel was here as well early on as well. So I'm just going to go down to the bottom of that. Arcles is checking in just as we're thinking of checking out. Well, that doesn't sound right, really, does it? I'm just doing something in the background here. Thanks to the mods today. Thanks to Leo and Rabidor Fox. I don't think they're here now. Thanks to Lone for floating between the platforms. Thanks to Dem. Anyone on Twitch who doesn't know Dem, fantastic woodworking channel. She's making a ukulele at the moment, together with lots of bits of little wooden fidgetable jewellery. So anyone on Twitch who wants a nice calm stream during the week, in the mornings generally, follow Dem, and you'll see me over there as well. It's a really good stream that you can just enjoy in the background. It's got a nice community as well, so enjoy that. I'm just going to find somewhere to raid. Oh, I know where we're going, so I've just got to go and set that up. Everyone enjoy what's left of the weekend. Enjoy the coming week. I'll probably see everyone in all the usual places. Anyone on Twitch, you can follow us on YouTube. Anyone on YouTube, you can follow us on Twitch, or follow us on one of the other platforms, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 all the good, indifferent, and all, I think it's all good and bad and indifferent platforms. You'll find us all over the place. Or if you want to know a bit more about us, you'll find us at our website, which is just simply bearinthegarden.com. And you also find from there, you'll find the links to the merch shops and and all that merchandising, advertising stuff that I'm so good at. Oh, something been happening. Oh, I'll go and check the news in a bit then. Thanks for that, Ollie. I did say goodbye. Thanks, Ollie, for being here as well. Let me find the right page I want to go to. For Twitch viewers, I'm going to take you. I don't know whether we've been to this person before, but they do some really nice, calm, interesting streams. So I hope you enjoy where we're going to go to. Say hello. They'll recognise the name where you're coming from. So, but they do some very interesting streams. So I'm just going to pull that up. Yep. Yep. So again, thanks everyone for being here, and I'll see you in all the good, different, and all the usual places over the next few days. I won't go to the end screen. I'll just leave it on the flower bed to see if the robin makes an appearance in the last few seconds. I'll just close the stream down in due course. Right, thanks everyone. Take care.